If you feel lonely, there's a good chance you've been told, directly or indirectly, that something is wrong with you, that you're too quiet, too sensitive, too distant, or not trying hard enough to connect. But psychology suggests something very different. Loneliness isn't always a flaw. In many cases, it's a side effect of depth, of awareness, of having traits that don't always fit easily into a fast, noisy world. Today, we're going to explore 4 unique traits that people who feel lonely often have, and why these traits are not weaknesses, but quiet strengths. Trait number 1, you are highly self-aware. Psychology shows that people with strong self-awareness tend to spend more time reflecting on their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. You notice what you feel, why you feel it, and how situations affect you internally. That depth of awareness can make casual or surface-level interactions feel unsatisfying, even draining. While others might feel energized by constant social stimulation, you're more likely to ask deeper questions about purpose, meaning, or authenticity. And when those conversations aren't available, loneliness can creep in, not because you don't want connection, but because you want real connection. For example, you might be surrounded by people at work or school, yet still feel alone because no one is talking about what actually matters to you. Research indicates that people high in self-awareness often prefer fewer, deeper relationships rather than many shallow ones. The reframe here is powerful. You're not lonely because you're broken. You're lonely because your inner world is rich. And people with depth often need depth to feel connected. Trait number 2, you are emotionally sensitive. Sensitivity is often misunderstood as fragility, but psychology shows it's actually a form of heightened perception. Emotionally sensitive people pick up on subtle changes in tone, energy, and mood. You notice what's unsaid. You feel things deeply, both joy and pain. This sensitivity can make social situations feel overwhelming. Small rejections linger longer. Awkward moments replay in your mind. And when relationships lack emotional safety, you may pull back to protect yourself, which can increase feelings of loneliness. Research suggests that highly sensitive individuals often need more emotional regulation and recovery time after social interactions. That doesn't mean you're antisocial. It means your nervous system processes more information. Imagine being a person who always senses tension in a room, or who feels other stress as if it were your own. That can be exhausting. So you retreat, and in that quiet, loneliness appears. But here's the strength. Your sensitivity makes you compassionate, intuitive, and deeply empathetic. When you do connect, you connect in a way that others remember for a lifetime. Trait number 3, you value authenticity over belonging. Psychology indicates that humans have 2 competing needs, the need to belong and the need to be authentic. Many people prioritize belonging, even if it means hiding parts of themselves. But if you feel lonely often, there's a good chance you're wired the other way. You'd rather be honest than liked. You'd rather be alone than pretend. And while that integrity protects your sense of self, it can also reduce the number of people you feel truly aligned with. You might find yourself staying quiet in groups because the conversation feels fake, or distancing yourself from friendships that require you to perform a version of yourself that doesn't feel real. Research on self-concept clarity shows that people with a strong internal identity are less likely to conform socially, but may experience more isolation as a result. The reframe? Your loneliness is a sign of self-respect. You're not willing to abandon yourself for acceptance. And while that path can feel lonely in the short term, it leads to deeper, healthier connections in the long run. Trait number 4, you are internally driven and independent. Studies in psychology suggest that people who are internally motivated, those who rely on their own values, thoughts, and inner guidance, often feel less dependent on constant social validation. But that independence can also create distance. You may enjoy time alone. You may think deeply, work independently, or recharge in solitude. And because you don't rely heavily on others for direction or identity, people may assume you don't need connection at all. But independence doesn't cancel the need for closeness. It just changes how it looks. You might feel lonely not because you lack people, but because others don't always know how to reach you, or because you don't easily ask for support, even when you need it. Research indicates that highly autonomous individuals often struggle with expressing vulnerability, which can limit emotional intimacy. The strength here is resilience. You can stand on your own. You can survive quiet seasons. And when you choose connection, it's intentional, not forced or fear-driven. If you resonated with these traits, here's something important to remember. Loneliness doesn't always mean you're missing something. Sometimes it means you're ahead of your environment, that your inner world has grown faster than your outer one. You are not too much. You are not defective. You are not unlovable. You are someone with depth, sensitivity, authenticity, and independence. Traits that don't always get celebrated, but quietly shape strong, meaningful lives. And the right connections, the ones that truly see you, often arrive later, but they last longer. If this video helped you understand yourself a little more, you're not alone here. Subscribe for more psychology insights that help you make sense of your personality, your experiences, and your inner world. And if you feel lonely right now, let this be a reminder. Your traits are not the problem. They are the foundation of your strength.